Wow, guys, it happened. It went down. Mr. Gary Russel Jr., the longest reigning champion, reign came to an end when he fought Mark Magsayo. You know what time it is. Let's talk about it. Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy T-Dub. What's blazing the sports? Yes, of course, I am back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work. Guys, you know what it is. Your boy T-Dub went live this past weekend. Thank you for everyone that showed up, hit the like button, comment in the comment section. Really goes a long way when putting out content and moving and building the channel. Like my boy American Pastor Travis says, we are on the road to 10K. Please subscribe to the channel, follow, and all the good things that come along with it. But guys, we had a fight. Mr. Gary Russel Jr. And I gotta say this is one of them fights that even before it happened, I just felt a little bit different. He talked about having an injury, but not really disclosing what it is. He missed weight by a half a pound. Even the start of the fight against Mark Magsayo, it just seemed like things was leaning against and away from Gary Russel Jr. and the momentum was actually lying with Mark Magsayo. The rise, the coming into the spotlight. Manny Pacquiao has left the building, but now we have Mark Magsayo coming in the building. And this kid is a young, talented, strong kid. And I was impressed in this fight by Mark Magsayo, but I'm going to tell you more about that as well. He has Freddie Roach as his trainer. I mean, this is it. Either Gary Russell Jr. is going to step up and win and keep his reign, or Mark Magsayo is going to take over and move on in his different direction. All right, guys, so let's jump into the fight. First round, I was really impressed with Mark Magsayo. I mean, his ability to actually counterpunch Gary Russel Jr. This is something that I didn't think he was going to be able to do at the level that he did it. A lot of combinations to the body. Pretty close rounds in the beginning. Gary Russel Jr. was Gary Russel Jr. He was doing pretty well. Started off, in my opinion, pretty slow, but he started picking it up. His timing started coming along, landing those shots, moving, elusive, getting out the way. Gary Russell was starting to heat up until I believe it was the fifth round. I saw him land an overhand right. People were saying that Mark Magsayo punched him in the shoulder and that's what hurt it. What I remember seeing, even in the replays, is that Gary Russell Jr. landed overhand right, and as soon as it landed, you saw his face. The man was in so much pain. And the fight actually changed from that point. Mark Magsayo tried to jump on top of him. Gary Russell Jr. did make it out the round. But when I say change, Gary Russell Jr. didn't throw that right hand no more the rest of the fight. But the crazy thing is, I thought his timing was improved. It was at a high level. The guy was only throwing his left hand and he was landing it a lot. Upstairs, downstairs, combinations, multiple left hands after left hands. Headshots, all headshots, nothing but headshots. Like a fat girl profile picture. Just joking, that's from battle rapper Averb. But guys, I thought he did pretty well. Now, Mark Magsayo did put the pressure. He was coming, put a lot of pressure, taking a lot of chances with shots, jumping in with left hooks and right hooks, really selling out those shots. And I believe he did, and I believe he even said himself, it's because he knew that Gary Russell didn't have a right hand. If I was Mark, I really attacked that right side a lot more than he did. But guys, even with that being said, when the fight ended, that was a close fight. I could have seen it been a draw. I could have gave it to Gary Russell Jr. I'm not mad if they gave it to Mark Magsayo. It was a close fight. Some people are saying it was a landslide. I don't think so at all. I would love to see a rematch in this fight. But guys, unfortunately, the way that it sounds, I don't think it's going to be that. When they asked Mark Magsayo right after the fight about giving a rematch, he didn't say, yeah, I would like. They said, no, you got to talk to my people. You got to talk to these people. Gary Russell Jr. wants to fight. He felt he won 10 rounds and 9 rounds. I'm not sure if he won as a landscape that Gary Russell Jr. thought he won, but I did believe that he could have got the decision. I wouldn't have been mad if the decision went his way. With just one hand, he was more accurate than Mark Magsayo with both of his hands. Mark missed a lot of shots. Did land shots as well. Like I said, I really like the way this kid counter punches, and I was impressed by this kid. I was impressed by him. He's going to have a future going forward. I would like to see the rematch against Gary Russel Jr., but I just don't know what's going to happen. But guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Comment below. This your boy T-Dub. What's blazing the sports? I am back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work.